morning. It is August 18th. That's a Monday, and it's 1:02 in the 1:02 in the afternoon. All right, so we are busting out on a little side trip. I've been hanging out in North Pole for 4 or 5 days, and that's kind of a long time for me to stay in one place. And so I've been taking day trips, and they've been turning into 200-300 mile day trips. So this time I grabbed the trailer, and we are going to go at least overnight, maybe 2 nights. And from here we are going to head what I consider to be north towards Prudhoe Bay, Dead Horse, also known as the Dalton Highway, also known as the Hall Road. Anyway, we're going up there for a couple of different reasons, and we're going to hang out up there. It's probably going to be weather like this, maybe a little more miserable as we get further north. And what else? Oh, we'll probably step out and go to Manly Hot Springs too. And anyway, it's going to be a really, really fun trip. I hope y'all enjoy. We're going to do some gold panning. We're going to do some testing of some things that we'll talk about later. We're going to maybe do some shooting. I don't know. We're going to be a million miles from nowhere, so we can do whatever we want. Enjoy and stay tuned. Just in case you were wondering, I don't know if I can do this around. We are going right. Never mind, we lost our view. We are sort of going right there. Well, here we are. We are still on the Elliott Highway. It's 40 some miles from where it turns into the Dalton Highway. The Elliott turns west, and the Dalton keeps going north. And it's getting interesting. The road, of course, sucks, but you guys are used to that, as am I. Imagine being a trucker who travels this road every day. Because there's many truckers who travel this road every day. This is the main supply road to run everything up to the oil fields around Dead Horse. Take it one step further and imagine driving this road every day in the winter. Because arguably we are in one of the coldest places anywhere. And with all of this elevation gain and elevation loss, I'm sure they get a lot of ice, probably as much, if not more ice than snow. So this is pretty ugly country in the wintertime. It's beautiful right now though. It's 64 degrees, big puffy clouds. I turned the heat down. How's that? So it's gorgeous. We're kind of in for a long ride. We're only going about 40 miles an hour. Look at me slowing down to smell the roses. Now, we're going to slow down if we smell cold. How's that? Because as anybody who's tromped around the frickin' wilderness in Alaska for any amount of time, you hate roses. Wild roses are the bane of tromping around the backcountry. Look Looks like they had some fire activity up here. I don't know if it was this year or last year. I'm guessing it was last year. Somebody's got some mud on them. So this is pavement up until it turns into the Dalton. I still have not decided if we're going to go north. Probably. I got to do a little navigating and see how far Coldfoot is from where it turns into the Dalton. It's kind of a haul. I only have about 270 miles. Well, no. I only have about 180 miles of range. And we could be brushing up against that. We haven't done that since the Yukon, but we also haven't really tried to get anywhere. So, checked my AUG's fuel. I've got plenty. Well, it's full. So I got 6 gallons of extra fuel. I filled up at the last place I could put fuel in, which is called Hilltop. And I had filled up before that, so it only took about 2 gallons. No, it only took about a gallon. But it looks like it's going to be nice up here. That's good. I could use some sun. Every one of these little turns has a pullout that goes around it. Usually further up the valley, which is probably where the old highway used to go. We will have to explore some of them, but not the ones up here. We're shooting for the ones in the bottom of the valleys. Because that's where gold goes. We're on the Dalton Highway, officially. Just got off the Taylor Highway, and we chose to continue north on the Dalton. Not sure how far we'll go. Coldfoot's 175 miles away, and I have 169 miles of range. But Coldfoot's the only place I know that has gas. So, we're probably going to go all the way to Coldfoot, at least. Said it's 4 hours away, 175 miles. Average speed probably is nothing. There's going to be lots of heavy industrial traffic on this road, because that's pretty much the only reason this road exists, other than the couple dozen tourists that come up here every year, and the adventure bikers that come up here by the hundreds every year. Otherwise, this road is just for running stuff back and forth to the oil patch to the north slope of Alaska, which is 416 miles that away. And I don't know, 56 miles to the Yukon River. Welcome to the Dalton Highway here. We'll do this real quick just because we're here. Yes, we will. Let's boom it in a little bit. Ooh, nice big bullet holes in there. Oh, look at those. Those are 50 cals. Damn. All right, well, now you got the story on the Dalton Highway. It was built for the dew line and for the oil patch. Because really there's nothing else up here except rabid Arctic foxes and a couple of dozen natives holding on to their culture with their fingernails, with their frozen dead fingernails. I must confess, I have never been this far north on this highway in a car. Been here in a motorcycle a bunch of times, but I have not been here in a car or a Jeep. So this will be a new adventure for both of us. You too, Captain. Okay. Enjoy. It's about an 8% grade. You probably shouldn't count on maintaining the current 13.5 miles to the gallon that I've been getting since I left Fairbanks, towing the trailer. But what goes up must come down, so eventually you get to the top of a pass, and you go downhill for a couple of miles. Heavy industrial traffic. Did I mention that? Arc. I gotta fix the stabilization shit on my phone. We sit at the Yukon River on the Dalton Highway because I wasn't paying attention and I missed a light. So we've got to wait. They have the bridge regulated. It's usually a one-lane bridge anyway, but right now they have it down to 1-1-1 lane, small. And they have an automated stoplight on it, so they're doing some work on it. Interesting infrastructure. So we've got a surveillance camera, probably for weather. I don't know what that is yet. But we have LED lights all the way across the bridge. That's kind of cool. And there's the pipeline off in the distance. And here's the road construction we're stuck in. Alright, pay attention. Let me know when that light turns red. That light right there. Yeah, that one. When it turns green, I gotta go. Unlike the last time. Captain, you're supposed to bark when the light turns green, okay? Pay attention here. I need your help. Yukon River. Oh, look at that. Those are loudspeakers. Interesting. I wonder what those are for. Pull in up here just because. Again. used to be a little place, Yukon River contact station. Comfort station. Alright, well, we've crossed the Yukon River.
Turn left onto Alaska 11 North, North Slope Hall Road.
We have crossed the Yukon River. In search of the bonanza gold. So there's more pipeline.
Take the next left onto Alaska 11 North, North Slope Hall Road.
Let's see if we can fix this video stabilization bullshit. Alright, ultra wide. And I switched the microphone input to my Bluetooth. So these are my fancy dancy new JBL noise canceling headsets that I bought at Closeout someplace. I don't really like them, but we'll see how they work for this. It's a pretty good piece of road if I stay on it. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but we are well past the point of no return, which is the point at which you don't have enough gas to get back where you came from. You can only go forward to the next gas stop. We probably encounter this like every day in normal life, but we're not cognizant of it because we know there's going to be a fuel station somewhere. Well, up here, not so much. This has been, I don't know, I haven't looked at the mile markers, but it's pretty much been 100 miles of no civilization. None whatsoever. And the only civilization is 104 miles ahead in a place called Coldfoot. I think the official name is Coldfoot Camp, but I've heard they have fuel. I haven't checked this year. I've gotten fuel there before, but that was a long time ago on a motorcycle. I don't know. It's a couple hours to find out. So we will find out together, no less, as usual. A little different perspective. I was dinking around with the camera because I'm always dinking around with the camera. So this still says it's on ultra wide, but I zoomed in a little bit on ultra wide, whatever that means. Let me know what you think. Sand Hill. Interesting. climbing. The high point of this trip is Adigan Pass, and we're not going to go all the way to Adigan. But I would imagine some of these places we're going through are, well, let me look. I can not be lazy, pull up my altimeter and see what we got. We got 882 feet above sea level. Not impressive. But figure we just crossed the Yukon, and the Yukon can't be more than 30 or 40 or 50, maybe 100 feet above sea level at this particular point of its journey. I mean, it might be more than that, but I don't know. It's 300 miles from here to Nome on the Yukon. I'm sorry, from here to the Barents Sea. I think it's the Barents Sea, where the Yukon spills into the ocean. Let's see what Google says. Hey, Google! Fail. Hey, Google! What ocean does the Yukon River flow into?
The Yukon River's river mouth is the Bering Sea.
Bering Sea. Okay. I was close. All right, we're building up momentum. 60 miles an hour. See if we can climb this without losing too many miles per gallon. We're averaging like 12.6 and have been for a while, so that's a pretty good average. Still not going to get us to Coldfoot, but okay, not too bad. You ever go someplace and just kind of drive through it really fast, and you say to yourself that you'll come back? I do that all the time. Obviously, my lifestyle is kind of conducive to that kind of chicanery. I'm sure this is one of the places that I've said, I'll come back and go there. So here I am. I came back and I'm going there. Sometimes you got to find your motivation in strange places, if you know what I mean. Check that tree out. It looks like Alaska. We're going to call that the Alaska tree. Doesn't look like it when you get up on top of it, but this piece of road's in pretty good shape. I'm sure that can change pretty quick, but I'm not swerving. I'm checking to see if there's anybody behind my trailer. I have to do that to see back there. Cops hate it. That was a fun little pit. Yeah, nothing's going to help us get momentum on this. Wow, look at all that traffic. It's all bunched up, too. Oh, I hope there's no road construction. There probably is. State guy. Oh, check that dude out. Right on. I salute you. His fucking cabinet door was open, but I salute him anyway. He's cruising. That's pretty cool. Take your Class A up the Hall Road. That's a new one. Probably a worker who's bringing his, who brought his RV because he gets paid per diem to stay up here. So he doesn't care if he destroys it. His per diem will pay for it. Either way. He was moving right along too. That's kind of cool. Of course, he was coming down this hill, but semis do this road every day. Don't forget that. Big ones, heavy ones, really heavy ones, way overweight ones, empty ones. I'm bored with this. Well, now we know where the water or the mud on those other trucks came from. They watered the road. Because how do you expect to grow a road if you don't water it, right? Yeah, it's a little soft. That's normal though. So now we're getting a nice coat of mud on the trailer to match the Jeep, except it'll be a different color than the mud on the Jeep. Except we're going to have contrasting colors of mud on the Jeep also. So this will be kind of cool. We had all the gray mud yesterday, and we got some red to the mud today. We used to use a solution of sodium on the road. I think they stopped using that. They water the road to keep the dust down, because otherwise the dust could very easily be blinding, and that would be dangerous. And we can't have nothing be dangerous. Especially since they started letting tourists on here in minivans, Toyotas. That's a Toyota RAV4. You'll make it. So this empty semi, he has heavy weight on his front end, so he's got to go pretty slow. And there's a big truck behind him. Oh, it's the water truck. That's probably my buddy. I have a neighbor, I had a neighbor that used to drive water truck up here on all the construction. Last I heard, he was all the way up in Prudhoe, so he's not here, but who knows? Wow, this is kind of a big deal. I don't know if you heard that or not, but we just got hit by a stone. Didn't break the windshield, but it hit the windshield. We're not going fast enough for it to break the windshield. That's why windshields don't survive up here. Hence that thing right there. Oh, it's not in the field of view. That's kind of cool. I'm bored with this now. Can't tell if this guy's turning off or what. I guess he is. He's gonna whip around or not? Nope, I guess not. All right, we'll go by him. Thank you, sir. Just let us go by. That was nice of him. Except the road was a lot better behind him. This is pretty soft and juicy. Like really soft and juicy. You might just throw this in 4-wheel drive for this hill just for shits and grins. Because we're picking up more mud than we're laying down. Oh my. Wait till you see the trailer. We're carrying 1,000 pounds in mud, if not more, already. We still got 88 miles to go. I don't know. This is pretty nasty climb here. 62 miles and 87. We're losing our miles per gallon. We're losing range going up these hills because we're down to 3 miles to the gallon trying to get up this hill. Hopefully it's downhill for the rest of the way to Coldfoot. But I don't think so. Here we go. And my ears popped again. Road's nice though, sort of. Looks like it's dry up there. Somebody's throwing dust. Well, put a nice coat of dust on the mud. That's going to seal where the dust came into the trailer. That's cool. It's too late now, but all right, I'm bored with this. There's a good illustration of the pipeline. Let's see if I can get in here enough to zoom in. I don't know if I can or not. Bet you I can. Yeah, it ain't letting me anyway. If you can see, the pipeline is kind of in a squiggly pattern. Looks like whoever was designing it was drunk. But truth is, it was designed that way because of extreme heat swings from 40 or 50 below zero to 80 or 90 above zero. That pipeline expands and contracts to the order of a couple of feet. Actually, I think it's 8 feet over the 800 miles. But so they put these, they make it flexible so that it can move with the expansion and contraction, which keeps it from busting itself apart and spilling oil everywhere. So now you know. What do you think, Captain? This is Finger Mountain. We are at Finger Mountain, Captain. Let's go in and take a pee. What do you think? Oh, let's go up here. This looks more interesting. Is it big enough to turn around in? Oh, I don't know. Nope, it's not. So we're heading over here. Finger Mountain. Those look like fingers. That's probably why they call it Finger Mountain, huh? What do you think of that, Captain? There is the off in the distance. So let's see if we can zoom this bad boy in. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, wider, narrower. 1.6. Alright, we'll make it wide. Cool, huh? With all those marks on my windshield. Dead bugs and a stone. We didn't take that on this trip. I don't remember when I took that. That was the first chip I put in the Jeep, probably on the way home from the dealership. Alright, brief stop at Finger Mountain. And my Bluetooth disconnected and I can't get it to reconnect. That's fucking normal, I guess. Alright, well, that ain't gonna reconnect for now. I ain't gonna stop it. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright, that's as good as she goes. Liquefied natural gas going to Fairbanks because we don't have a pipeline. So they ship liquefied natural gas from Prudhoe Bay to Fairbanks. I guess to other points too, but mainly to Fairbanks, where they feed it into the municipal gas system. Because otherwise you'd have to heat with heating oil in Fairbanks, and that's cost prohibitive. Although most people do heat with heating oil in Fairbanks, still. We need a pipeline. Trans-Alaska Gas Pipeline. So I guess we'll call that tags instead of taps. There's an interesting something that's closed.
circle. Yeah, baby. So we're going up to the Arctic Circle. Oh, shut up. No camping or overnight parking at the Arctic Circle. Let's stop. I'll get a picture of both of you.